My name's Dave Neary. I'm the Executive Director for Habitat here in DuPage County. And I want to, first of all, extend some special welcome, of course, to Senator Duckworth. Thank you very much for being here. And a little bit later, we hope that Representative Kifowit, Stephanie Kifowit, will be joining us. He's en route. I also want to note that we have the mayor, Carl Mayor, who's here from Winfield. Thank you very much. And he mentioned to me just as we started that Winfield would be waiving permit fees for Habitat, so thank you for your help. And also Deborah Piscola from Winfield. Is she here? She was on the list. Okay. We have some folks from the county board too. So Sheila Rutledge is here, and Lynn LaFonte, and Pete DC. Is that right? DCNA. Thank you all for being here. County's been a great supporter. Come on over. Thank you for being here. Also, we have with us Steve Fixler, who will be talking a little bit later, who helps veterans out here in DuPage County, runs the Veterans Assistant portion of that. And of course, the honored guests of today, Marta and Juan, our homeowners. So for any of you who are unfamiliar with Habitat for Humanity, we are a nonprofit housing ministry, and with a vision where everyone in the world will have a decent place to live. We're known for building homes, but what we do is so much more than that. We run programs for repairs. We run programs for neighborhood revitalization. We help people educate about what it takes to be a homeowner and to finance a home, and the mortgages and the finance associated with that. We work with families, corporate sponsors, folks throughout all the community, and we help our homeowners secure low-interest loans to make homeownership affordable. So we encourage donors, volunteers, corporate partners, or we engage donors, volunteers, corporate partners, faith groups, and community members to build alongside of us. We're a Christian organization that welcomes people, all people, of any faith, of no faith, to join us as homeowners or as building partners. So just to know, to become a Habitat homeowner, families must demonstrate a need for affordable housing. They have to have the ability to repay a low-interest mortgage. Many people think Habitat gives away homes, but each one of the homes that we sell for the appraised value. What we do is we create a mortgage that makes the people that are moving into it able to afford that home. They also contribute hundreds of hours of sweat equity. They do that by working on their own house here. They work on other Habitat houses. They also volunteer to work in our restores. And our restores are a social enterprise business where we take donated materials, home goods, building materials, furniture, tools, that sort of thing, and we take those donations and we sell them to the general public. We use the proceeds from that to help advance our mission and make us be able to do things much faster. In addition to that, we divert hundreds of thousands of tons of what would other go into landfills and put them back into use within the community. So in our 45-year history, Habitat has helped over 35 million people throughout the world achieve a safe and affordable home. That stability helps them build independence and creates a lifelong trajectory, not just for the families in that generation, but for generations to come. One of the things I really love about Habitat is we're just now approaching our 50th year, we're about 4 years away from our 50th anniversary. And we're just now starting to see Habitat kids that grew up in Habitat homes starting to impact the world as business leaders, as community leaders, as politicians. And it's really helping spread the news and the importance of what affordable housing means. And we do also need to, I tell you, it pays to work for the Lord, because this day was supposed to be downpour, sideways rain all day, and it stopped just before people started showing up, and it's supposed to pick up shortly after we leave again today. So for any of you that said prayers in that regard, thank you. Anyways, so today, one of those families, Marta and Juan, we're here to celebrate their journey to homeownership. And on this Veterans Day, we are here to issue a call to action. Marta's a veteran of the U.S. Army Reserves. She applied to Habitat about 9 months ago and qualified to become a homeowner. She and her husband are currently working on their sweat equity, in part by helping to rehabilitate this home and others, which will be ours in the not too distant future. We're thrilled for Marta and Juan and their whole family, their 2 little daughters. And we also know that there are many other veterans who have the same urgent need for affordable housing. Habitat for Humanity's Veterans Build program provides all of the assistance I previously mentioned in securing homeownership, as well as creating a welcoming community to volunteer with other veterans. Just this year, through support of the McCormick Foundation, Chicagoland Habitat has hired a dedicated staff member to engage specifically with our local veteran community to help Habitat serve more veterans and engage more veterans in our mission. And so to that end, this week Habitat for Humanity is hosting a regional veterans build throughout all of the affiliates in the Chicagoland region. We're welcoming teams of builders to build with us today, tomorrow, and Saturday. There's a bunch of them. And today we have the Travis Mannion Foundation. They're here today to help us build. You can see those folks in the red shirt. And I'm pleased to announce that our Veterans Build Week will become an annual event. Our commitment is to work tirelessly until everyone everywhere, including our veterans, all have a decent place to live. So at this point, I'd like to introduce our future homeowners, Marta and Juan.
Oh God, I'm starting to shake. Hello, my name is Marta. I'm so happy to be here today. I am married to my wonderful husband, Juan, and we have 2 girls, age 6 and 2. Just a little backstory. After high school, I was unsure about college. And I wanted to do something that was great. That's my limits. I decided to do something that would be positive for me and for America and to serve our country. I served in the Army Reserves for 8 years. After completing my contract with the military, my husband and I wanted to buy a home for our family, but it was impossible because of very high housing costs. We could not find anything that was affordable with the space we needed for our family of 4. About a year ago, our realtor Lourdes, that I met through Veterans United, who is also a veteran, connected me with Kevin, godsend, from Chicago Habitat for Humanity. After speaking with Kevin, he informed me that Habitat serves veterans who needed affordable housing. So we took a chance and applied, and we were accepted into the program. Finally, we could see some type of positive light at the end of our dark tunnel of bad luck. A lot of bad luck. We have been working on completing our sweat equity hours, and we were so happy that we will be able to purchase this home, and so glad to be a part of our house rehab. For the past several years, we have lived with my in-laws, renting their basement, and it's been very hard. My husband and I slept in the main living area, and the kids slept in the small room right off of ours. We had a barely existing kitchenette with no counter space at all, so we used the dryer as counter space for all of our kitchen tasks. Our basement has flooded a few times over the past few years, leaving us with a lot of damage to our furniture, rugs, and other belongings. Several months ago, my in-laws wanted to sell the house, so we were not sure what to do after that. So we temporarily moved in with my parents. And this is when we learned about Habitat for Humanity, a godsend to us. We are looking forward to having our own space, to have some peace and have the mental clarity, finally to breathe and relax without the stress of the unknown. The first thing that the kids are looking forward to is decorating their rooms, that's for sure. My 6-year-old, she can't stop talking about it. Having their own space to play and call their own, and simple things like just having their friends over. A house and home to call their own. This will be a whole new world for them. Being a homeowner will definitely change our family's life for the better. We'll have something solid in our future, and I'll allow our kids to grow up in a great environment. Thank you. One more thing. I wanted to thank all the veterans, all the volunteers, and everybody that's been helping us with this home. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a home, there wouldn't be a house, because it takes a village. It literally does take a village. And I thank you guys. It makes me cry just practicing this speech. I was crying in the room because I couldn't end it because it makes me tear up because this house is everything to us. So thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Steve Fixler to come and speak.
Thank you, Marta. My name is Steve Fixler. I work at the Veterans Assistance Commission of DuPage County. The mission of the VAC is to provide temporary emergency financial assistance to veterans and their families. We are dedicated to improving the economic well-being and quality of life for veterans and their families here in DuPage County, those who served our country honorably in the armed forces. The VAC also provides non-financial services and seeks to identify and provide other needs that veterans and their families may have. I'm here today because the VAC works to help veterans who need it. We aim to be sure that the veterans and their families have the services and support they need, and having a healthy and affordable home is a very important part of a veteran's life, veteran's family. That is why we are glad to be partnering with Habitat for Humanity and hope to see many more veterans apply to become Habitat for Humanity owners and everything like that. This isn't the only time that my office has worked with Habitat for Humanity. I've worked with Jill and Kevin with not necessarily a building of a house, but just the fixing up of a house and helping and everything like that. Marta, Juan, we look forward to welcoming you and your family to DuPage County. If you ever need services or support, please reach out to me in my office, okay? And we're going to welcome you guys when you officially move into the house. I'd like to now introduce State Representative Stephanie Kifowit.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I apologize for my late entry. I was in the city of Aurora where they recognized women veterans. And so I'm just an honored and privileged and beyond words to be sitting next to this phenomenal woman veteran, our U.S. Senator, and another phenomenal woman veteran, Marla, on this grand occasion. I'm the chair of the Veterans Affairs. I represent the Illinois House 84, but as chair of the Veterans Affairs, I pretty much will go anywhere for a veteran. And that's what brings me here to DuPage County today. I served active duty in the United States Marine Corps, and I'm currently the only female veteran and the only United States Marine veteran in the whole General Assembly. So I am beyond words to be by these wonderful women, or women veterans that have served. So I too, Steve, have been to many Habitat for Humanity events and builds and women builds and veteran builds. And I am so thrilled that this is not my first veteran build. They've helped the veteran community a lot, and I know that here today, listening to Marta's story, and we know that she is in good hands with Habitat for Humanity. And as she says, it takes a village, it takes us all, it takes a community to support our veterans and those that need help. So before I was elected, I was a financial advisor, and I appreciate that Habitat for Humanity gives individuals the skills, the financial tools that they need that will last a lifetime for their family and for the stability of owning a home that means so much to so many. Just a few days ago, we had a hearing in Chicago about issues facing our veterans and homelessness and home insecurity leads to things like lack of care, lack of health care, unable to access benefits, and so much more. So home security, which Habitat for Humanity gives to us every single day as part of their mission, gives to our veterans and gives to our community, is so important. Over 91,000 Illinois veterans are living in a home with one or more major problems, or quality of life, or crowding, or costs. One in my district is a disabled veteran, is having problems finding housing to meet his disability. So it's so important, and I think about them all the time because we have so much work to do. So again, I am so glad to be partnering to know and to support Habitat for Humanity, and that they are here to help our veterans and so many others in our community who could qualify to secure affordable home ownership, and that many Habitat affiliates offer home repairs as well. And I hope that any veterans out there will reach out to their local Habitat for Humanity or their affiliate. So, as I want to say, again, and I can't say it enough about this wonderful woman I'm about to introduce, distinguished United States Senator, woman veteran, Tammy Duckworth. United States Senator Duckworth is an Iraq War veteran, a Purple Heart recipient, and a former Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, who was among the first handful of Army women to fly combat missions during Operation Iraqi Freedom. The Senator has served in the Reserve Forces for 23 years before retiring in the rank of Lieutenant Colonel in 2014. She was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2016 after representing Illinois' 8th Congressional District for the U.S. House of Representatives for 2 years. Senator Duckworth, I, among everybody here, are honored for your presence to be here, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say today.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. I just got to say, Marta, that this is a real neighborhood. This is a life that you're starting together. You've had your kids, and you've got this life, but this, what I've seen today is really remarkable because of several things. One, when we drove down this street, I could imagine, I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, and she's got a 2 and a 6-year-old. So we're mom of young girls. And I drove down here and I thought, this is going to be a street that her children are going to be trick-or-treating on for many, many years to come. And this family is going to grow here and thrive here. And then as we were sitting here, I saw a school bus go by. You're on the school bus route. You checked for that right away. This is the American dream. This is the American dream that our veterans fought to defend for everybody else. And it is time that Marta and other veterans have a piece of the American dream for themselves. But for too many, that dream is out of reach, even after honorable service in the military. For too many, getting a good job, finding an affordable home that you can afford, not being hungry. Over 1 million veterans rely on food assistance programs. Not being hungry, all of those are beyond the reach of our veterans. It's why I'm so pleased that we have representatives here from the Veterans Assistance Commission, a critical partner in making sure that our veterans have access to the benefits that they deserve. They're the guys who are literally boots on the ground in the neighborhoods, making sure that our veterans get the help that they need. I can vote on all the programs I want in Washington, D.C., but if the DuPage County Veterans Assistance Commission, if the local Veterans Assistance Commission is not here on the ground, the vets don't get access. It's where partnerships with the State Department of Veterans Affairs is so critically important. I was also very impressed that the mayor is here for this event as well, showing his commitment and Winfield's commitment to our veterans, to the community. He also talked to me about a little issue with Metra and DPG. So we're going to work on that as well, Mr. Mayor. But it is really great that you are here to support. Hey, he's doing what he's supposed to do, which is watching out for the community. And I'm very impressed that you came and toured the house, and this is exactly what we should all be doing. It's the least we can do for someone who served in uniform for this country. It is sad that coming home from military service, so many of our veterans struggle. But we're not going to let that be the end of the story. This story is going to be, this is a happy one, because I can picture those two little girls, just like my two little girls. They're going to play in that gigantic backyard you got back there. That family room that's going to be filled to the brim with toys, and the kitchen table that you're going to work on, and all of these volunteers are working on, where they're going to do their homework. And this is our nation. This is what we're about. This is why we're so good. This is why we lead the free world. It's because of that American dream, that promise that we present to everyone. And the fact that just 0.5% of our nation is serving in uniform right now means that this, what's happening today, is that extra special. Because we are standing up for Marta the way she stood up for us. And by the way, I also met a veteran inside. If you have a chance to go drink some of that fabulous coffee, who's an entrepreneur, who's now started his own coffee business. And our veterans can do anything. If you can learn to fly a helicopter, or you can drive a tank, if you can go serve in Iraq and Afghanistan, you can do anything. And together we're proving that here. And then thank you also to the person who donated this home. You have really provided a future, not just for this young man and this young woman, but for their children and future children to come. Because those two little girls are going to grow up, and they're going to be proud that Winfield is their hometown. And they're going to be proud, they're going to talk about growing up here in this neighborhood and all the friends that they had. And then they're going to go to college and have a life, and you're going to be a grandma. But this is the dream. This is the dream, right? So thank you for letting me be here. There's a lot more to be done with HUD and VA and affordable housing and all of the things we have to work on. This is our marker on the ground, this little plot of land right here, that is going to be so cherished by this family, that's going to nurture them as they grow, and make our country stronger. So thanks for letting me be just a little part of this. And maybe I'll come back and visit once you're moved in, and we'll truly celebrate the day that you guys can move into this. Thank you. Have a
I just want to thank Senator Duckworth. I want to thank you. I remember when you were your first year as a senator, every year Habitat goes to Habitat on the Hill. And we make appointments with all of the congressional folks. And it's seldom that we actually meet with the member. But it was such a wonderful surprise that first year when we were all sitting in the room. And you came in and just were really engaged and cared about affordable housing. And you're a great champion for affordable housing and for veterans. And we thank you for that. And thank you all for being here today. So with that, I'm not sure, Brian, was this my part of the show?
No, this is it.
Are we doing questions?
We're doing questions. That's what we're doing.
We have media here.
We have meetings. So if there's any questions.
Can you just touch on the fact that we're doing this on Veterans Day? I mean, this has obviously been a work in progress, but to sort of mark the occasion with this act of kindness.
Well, I think this is an act of triumph, right? And Veterans Day is a day to celebrate the people who serve this nation. And this, to me, it means a lot because my family goes back to the Revolution, and my ancestor who served in the Revolution, his reward was a plot of land to build a house. Out to this earth with their sweat and their blood in their service. And now they get to grow a family here. So I think it's really important that we're doing this on Veterans Day, but it's important that we think about veterans every other day of the year, because it is not just a shame, it is a dishonor to all of us when a veteran has to lay down his or her head on the same streets that they defended, because we still have to deal with homeless veterans. We still are dealing with veterans who can't find a job that pays enough for them to be able to live their lives. We're still dealing with veterans who can't access the care that they deserve. We're still suffering from health issues that are still undiagnosed. So there's still a lot more work to do. But today's Veterans Day, we're going to celebrate service to this nation, and I can't think of a better way of doing it than to celebrate this couple, this home, this community for opening up their arms to this veteran as a very small thank you for your service. Thank you, everyone.
Senator, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how your military service has affected your leadership in the public sector now?
I mean, my military service is why I'm in the public sector. I never thought I was going to be in politics. Post-service was going to go back to my job, but bottom line, tomorrow is my Alive Day. Tomorrow is the 17th anniversary of my shoot down. And I have the benefit of that Alive Day. It's a gift in my life because I get to celebrate the men who saved my life by trying to live up to what they did that day in that field. And we've all, those of us who've served in a combat zone, know what it's like. And those of us who managed to make it home, we honor those who did. And we honor the ones who saved our lives by doing the best that we can every single day. And so for me, it's, you know, it led to becoming an advocate for veterans. And I think, you know, where's back here? Here's another one who takes that military service and uses it as impetus, as motivation for serving others. Same with you, same with everyone else that's been here, is to give something back to the people who gave to us, because I know I wouldn't be here without my buddies who wouldn't left me behind. And so every day I try to live up to that. All right, thank you, everybody. If you've not had a chance to tour, please go in and tour the house and volunteer some time and bring some of that fabulous coffee that's in there.